A reminder, though, about Spotify, one of our partners. You can, if you need motivation for the new year, go to check out the King's World Cup Nations playlist. It's made by your favorite streamers and players.
Patient play.
Here's a chance again. I'm surprised he didn't shoot there because, yes, the angle was tight, but here goes Uzbekistan with a bit of momentum. Jabarov picking up the pieces. Smashed out wide, though. Good work. This time from Julio Pereira.
Yeah, this is a real difficult situation, right? Smiling away, the Colombian president, for today alongside those streamers. They're in a great position. Draw, you would avoid the likes of Argentina and Brazil, but we'll talk about that shortly because Colombia. They look menacing every time they're on the ball, Patrick.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a better... Passage of play saw that man running through Axel Quintero. He was the wrong side of the last defender, so the neat finish on the volley from Angelo Caro does not stand.
Well, that's a shame for Colombia. The joy short-lived, celebrations cut short, but they might be celebrating again shortly. Look at this from Denilson.
He's won it back and he leads the charge. But Uzbekistan have now got numbers behind the ball. Can he look forward to concede a fifth goal? inside the first half. They might. That was Axel Quintero. But he charges off now, and we are 2.5 minutes away, Thomas, from the 18-minute mark. Remind newcomers to Kings League, and you and I were in that boat just 7 short days ago. What does it mean?
Now we're veterans, now we're experts. Yeah, we're going to have the Red Bull roll of the dice. So one of the presidents will roll the dice, and depends on the outcome of what comes out on the dice. There's a amount of players that will be involved in the final 2 minutes of play. And Patrick, you have to help me with my Portuguese here, but it's one of the Brazilian presidents, Estagiário, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know what that means, but...
yeah, that's o estagiário.
Thank you.
Estagiário, which is an intern.
Oh, there you go, there you go. Good, so he'll be rolling the dice. And we'll see what happens. It could be a little turn. I hope it's a 1v1, no keepers, that's my favourite, but we'll see, we'll see.
He might keep this in play if he can square it. He could, but it's straight into the goalkeeper's hands. So, yeah, o is the equivalent of il. It's the masculine definite article, and then estagiário, yes, the Brazilians would say. In Portugal, we say estagiário, which is the equivalent of stagista, so intern.
Very nice. Listen, I know you're very humble, chap, but let me speak glowingly of you and, of course, Super Simon Harden, because you both speak multiple languages. I know you've got Portuguese, Italian, French, and of course mother tongue, and of course you dabble in other language, a bit of Spanish as well here and there. So let me be the one to pile on the praise, and Simon's with his French, obviously Italian, naturally English as well. He is English like myself. So let me shout out to you. It's very useful to have a linguist here, especially when it comes to these pronunciations, which I've mangled on more than one occasion.
And you speak a bit of German, Thomas. So when the Germans are in action, we can certainly hear from you.
And we've said Auf Wiedersehen to the Deutsch yesterday, didn't we? Auf Wiedersehen, they went out to Mexico.
Yes, we did. And yesterday, in fact, when they were playing, it was Mo Leitner talking about unsere Mission, our mission. But their mission was failed. It was not accomplished.
Certainly not mission accomplished for them. It was mission impossible, one could say, against Mexico. And Albert Martinez will be in action tomorrow for Mexico in the quarterfinals. But again, one step at a... Calm down, tranquillo, as the Colombians would say, and we've heard them say as we go into this final minute now, Patrick. We're almost there for that roll of the dice, which is very exciting. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see what happens in these final 2 minutes. And if you're a veteran and know all about the Kings League, Kings World Cup nations, well, you might be having your favourite option and your favourite outcome. For me, 1v1.
Here's a chance. Speaking of 1v1, nice give and go there for the Uzbeks. Camilo Mena tried to prevent the corner. He didn't succeed on that score. And you weren't here yesterday, Thomas, but I did handle that big bit of kit, the Red Bull dice. Let me tell you, it's surprisingly heavy. I posed for a photo op, and I also tried to throw it from above my head. It's easier said than done. They have to get the shot away here, otherwise the buzzer will sound. They're asking for a flag there. Colombia, they wanted offside either way. The clock hits the 18-minute mark. It is now time for
the Red Bull roll of the dice, our energy break, energized by Red Bull. And it is, again, I apologize for my pronunciation, Estagiário, who will roll the Red Bull dice. Let's see the outcome. Let's see what happens here for the final 2 minutes, depending on the number that comes out on the face of the dice, or the die. I don't know exactly, I never know exactly what happens. The amount of players that will be out on the pitch in the final 2 minutes. It is 4. So it's a 4v4, including keepers. So technically it's going to be sort of 3 outfield players and 1 in goal. So 4v4, but 3 outfield and 1 in between the sticks.
Absolutely. I think James Rodriguez is tucking into a Red Bull himself. We know that footballers, especially South Americans, tend to drink mate, but he is drinking what I can only assume is a cheeky Red Bull. But, you know, we're also in Milan, home of the Negroni Sbagliato Spritz. I know you've been out on the tiles, out on the town after your Kings League commitments.
Absolutely.
And Simon and I might be painting Turin red on Sunday night for the Viola. But away we go then. It is 3v3 plus keepers. The Colombians quick to win the back heel, but they've lost the ball. And Uzbekistan lead business here.
Great work.
They want to try and score, make it 4-1 and eat into this lead, which is very commanding indeed for the Cafeteros. Jablonblek, and for once we're not seeing that man Jabarov, not on court for the moment. Jablonblek.
Might just let it run. Looks like a
corner kick.
Yeah, smart play, and he's taking it quickly.
Here's Jablonblek again. Working it with the keeper. Slow ball, though, really, here. It is almost like rugby in some ways because of that offside line. You have to move it laterally. No real scope for forward passes. The keeper should have had a go there, in my opinion. Instead, he moves it wide. Here's the chance. There's Camilo Mena. Now he needs some help from his defenders. He gets it too. They've gone for goal. But Kitobchi got back. Alias Radion Yangirov.
Had to be quick to get back. They had to dial back. Was from the first half. He was caught out, leaving his goal open.
Camilo Mena's still down now. And Colombia won't want an injury to him. A reminder, he's already scored one. He's teed up another. He has had a hand in half of their goals. 2 goal contributions, as they say in the modern game, a goal and an assist. And some concern there for James Rodriguez, along with the Colombian streamers. And on the right side, top right of your picture there, that is Islam, who is the man who missed his penalty.
Also the Mexican president here, watching on. Maybe a bit of scouting, who knows, for a potential semi-final final. Gaby Montiel. It's not, in fact, we also saw Gaules earlier. It's not uncommon for the presidents, even if their sides are not playing, to come obviously to this matter, check out the opponents, enjoy the action, enjoy the spectacle. And the treatment continues here for Camilo, who not just involved with the goal. So there's a rallying cry there from the Uzbekistan
Islam,
president.
yeah. They're taking the opportunity just to bellow out from one side to the other. The players are gathered on the other side of the court, but it's getting his message across in his native tongue. And I suppose the good thing, whilst we had lots of Spanish-speaking nations in the Kings World Cup nations, Uzbekistan are fairly unique. There's no other team that will be able to decipher what they're saying. Maybe if we had some former Soviet Union countries here, then they might be able to glean some of the message. But no, it's pretty indecipherable there. So Islam, I'm sure, might have come up with a special ploy here, a game plan to try and outfox the Colombians. We'll see whether any evidence of that now emerges.
There they go, and they get number 5.
They nearly did. It was that man, Alejandro Ortega, who personally has been my preferred player in this tournament. I think he's got the lot. Ability, acrobatics when he celebrates. He's a showman, loves a bit of flair. If you remember the other day when he scored, Thomas, he wears Maro on the back 11. I think I said, Maro!
I do remember.
The Italian equivalent of my goodness, really.
I said, oh, very Milanese, and you quickly scolded me and said, no, it's more of a southern thing, Thomas.
Yeah, absolutely.
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you indeed.
Javlonbek under pressure there. They've got the traditional goalkeeper back on, but Angelot was fouled there. He keeps going, though, the number 10. Skipper, though, can't find a colleague, and Uzbekistan have it back, but they're running out of time. We're into added time at the end of this first half, of which there was a minute. Half of that's already been played. Uzbekistan need to be direct, need to get forward as quickly as they can. Javlonbek. But again, they're just not finding any sort of room. Not even getting half a yard to get the shot away.
Yeah, the clock is not on their side.
And now it's going to be a 5th. Why didn't he shoot Alejandro Ortega? In fact, Alex Rodriguez, his colleague behind him, was shrugging in disappointment. But here goes Uzbekistan. And that would have been huge had they scored there. It would have been the final kick of the first half. They would have made it 4-1 at the break instead. The shot's gone wide now, problem for another Colombian player. But it is all Colombia thus far. They're in control.
All happening, though. What an end to this match. 4 marks to the Uzbekistan keeper again, and receives treatment there. Must have been a bit of trouble. Be hoping he can continue there. We just took a real knock there. We need to check a replay, but the vision was impressive to play in his teammate.
Jorge Faustino there, the referee, just checking in on the condition of Alejandro Ortega. That was Alex Rodriguez getting barged there, but it was Ortega trying to win the slide challenge, desperately trying to make his mark at both ends of the court, and I think he might have just grazed his knee, actually, because he can hurt yourself. Let's hear to the timeout.
Estamos haciendo un trabajo espectacular, descánsale. Va Ángelo con Pala arriba. Ángelo y Pala los dos arriba. Va la Fiera por derecha, Guti Lobón y Perea por izquierda. Vamos a competir, vamos a meter uno más y luego jugamos. Tenemos la pelota, tú agárrala y tenla. Vamos que ellos se desesperen y peguen alguna patada. Dale.
keyin borgandan keyin ozgina kontakt qilinglar, kontakt bo'lsin. Sal qattiqroq. Или давай, Ali chiqsan hozir. Yezina bo'stoga. Давай, Ali. Jas bilan keling. Хорошо? İşte Shahri bilan qani pastida san uchta chiqib ol.
Here we go then, the countdown is on for the second half, and Colombia kept a clean sheet in the first. They'd love a shutout come the end of 40 minutes. No guarantee they'll be able to achieve it, especially with so many different features now kicking in. We are into the second half, so we'll soon learn the identity of those secret cards, which can only be played in the second period of matches, as Danielson tries his luck straight at the goalkeeper. We have already seen the two presidential penalties, so we won't see those now. But come the 38-minute mark, Thomas, what's going to happen?
Yeah, come the 38-minute mark, you cannot use those secret cards. You have to use them, well, as you see fit before that 38-minute mark. And then as we go into those final 2 minutes, should it be like this way with Colombia leading, then the goals would be worth double. But Uzbekistan have a huge task on their hands. Interesting what a secret card is. If it's Uzbekistan have, say, a goal's worth double, I don't think there'll be much use to them right now because they haven't really been that threatening in the final third. You've got to hope for them it's a shootout, perhaps, or a penalty, or a suspension, take away a play, give them a bit of numerical advantage. You've got to hope for something that can really help them out in a situation like this.
Absolutely. Good work again from the Colombians. Here's Angelot. Ball was partially intercepted there. And I guess the ideal card to draw is the Joker. Then they could choose exactly which card they would want.
That would be spot on.
But yeah, I tend to agree. I think the penalty is probably the best option at this stage. Get the best possible chance of scoring a goal, getting on the board and giving Colombia something to think about. A shootout we've seen is fraught with difficulty and danger. There's no guarantee you'll score that. And a double goal is, of course, relying on the fact that you need to create chances for open play in the first place, something they haven't yet achieved.
Yeah, or a star player as well. That wouldn't really give them much right now. Whereas for Colombia, it'd be great. It'd be great if they had that for Colombia, for example, because they do give you the impression they can score. So they probably would be hoping for a star player or a goals worth double. We'll see, Patrick. Who knows what's been picked from the cards?
You and I mentioned Renato Sanchez the other day, and when he passed it to the advertising hoardings during his time with Swansea. Well, there, unfortunately, there's not exactly a kick clash, but in a certain light here, the Uzbek white shirts could be slightly confused for the referee's lime green, and that is what happened, I think, there.
Yeah, exactly. Have to be very careful indeed as Colombia try and extend their lead here. Patrick, Uzbekistan have, well, scrappy from both sides, I have to say. Can Colombia get that fifth goal and make it adios to Uzbekistan? We'll wait and see. Reminder, the final in Turin on the 12th of January in the Allianz Stadium. We'll see whether Colombia will be there, or who knows, Uzbekistan. There is still time left, and of course those secret cards, a fun that we played at the Allianz Stadium thanks to the support of the Regione Piemonte, the Comune di Torino, the Città Metropolitana di Torino, the Fondazione per la Cultura Aniren.
Angelot was nearly through there. Angelot saved by the goalkeeper. A reminder, if you don't speak Italian, those are our institutional partners, the region of Piedmont, which Turin is capital of, the city of Turin, the city council, and the cultural foundation as well of the city itself. They've all helped to make this event possible, along with our sponsors as well, the likes of Spotify and Red Bull. And we thank our hosts, Vismara, so courtesy of AC Milan and indeed Juventus, laying on Allianz Stadium for us on Sunday. I can't wait to be there to see the likes of Kun Agüero, who we'll see as well in action for Argentina in the quarterfinals there up tomorrow, along with Casillas, Buffon and Andrea Pirlo, a match between the legends and the streamers.
Amazing. Some household names, some cultural legends, some football legends, some Premier League legends, all strutting their stuff ahead of the fight. It'd just be the perfect way just to lift the curtain up on what's going to be a great day in a beautiful city, a stunning city.
And it is mixed teams as well, lest we forget, so it's not going to be the legends on one side against the streamers on the other, which means that we could have a Pirlo penalty. I do wonder whether he might go for the Kukiai or the Panenka if he were up against the likes of Buffon or Casillas. Jabarov there has gone clattering into Danielson, who's down holding his face. some of the Colombian players unhappy with the Uzbekistan number 9. James Rodriguez is being giving his reaction to every major incident. That was a little bit naughty there from the number 9, went charging in from the side, and surprised that Jorge Faustino didn't have a word, at least, if not, produce a yellow card for Shakhriyar Jabarov.
Yeah, it was unnecessary. Also that part of the pitch as well. What are you doing? He's a lucky lad, Indy, but we've seen the referees try their very best to keep their cards in the pocket and let the game flow as much as possible. As we saw then, but all okay, back up on his feet, and we're back underway. And Colombia just in control, just protecting their advantage. Why not? Why not? No need to really force the issue, open themselves up, take any unnecessary risks. Who knows what card they've got? They would love a penalty, I think, or that would be really good for them. A penalty would be perfect for them.
A reminder, later on, we've got the second semi-final, the United States against Morocco. The Moroccans are already in the house. They are currently populating the goal behind Camilo Mena, the Colombian keeper. As Uzbekistan plot a route back into this match. Nielsen Lobon again shepherding it out very easily indeed. But Morocco up against the Americans. The Americans do have some compatriots that are based in Serie A who we might be hearing from later. No spoilers there, but if you are familiar with Serie A and some of the Americans that play in the league, you might be able to put 2 and 2 together, but you'll see whether you're right in the due course. Meantime, Colombia switching it long towards Denilson. But Thomas,
yes,
my hunch is that Morocco might just get the better of the United States, but if the US were to beat Morocco, that means that they would probably have enough to really test Colombia if it is going to be the Cafeteros in the quarterfinals. So far, it's looking that way, but I don't see any potential semi-final featuring Colombia being as one-sided as this quarterfinal has been thus far.
No, absolutely not, absolutely not. Because for me, you mentioned how you've really enjoyed Colombia. For you, perhaps from what you've seen on the evidence in the best teams. For me, Morocco in the past 2 have been like that. So we're going to see 2 teams that have the potential to go all the way, as it's nodded out, and we have a secret card. So this is the big moment. Let's see what the Uzbekistan Spotify secret card is.
Big moment here. They'd love the Joker. That gives them free reign to select what they want, but otherwise they are at the mercy of whatever is drawn here. The Spotify secret card.
We don't have card. Okay.
Nielsen Lobon, and personally, Thomas, I have never graced the Kings League. I'd love to one day, maybe when we have a Legends against Casters match. I would hope that if the suspension card came up, that the opposition would choose me. I think it's a badge of honor. It really is. Flattery will get you everywhere. You know, it's basically saying, we fear you, we respect you, we don't want to see you for another couple of minutes. And maybe it'll be easier now for Jabarov to find space, because Denilson was marking him like a straitjacket.
Absolutely, absolutely. And maybe if I can gather enough money one day and have my own team, Patrick, then I can put you in my team. That's another option. That's one way we could potentially be rubbing shoulders with these guys, but it is unlikely.
Yes, it looks very unlikely at this stage. I've taken the wind out of Thomas Lawrence there, because whilst I was talking about tight marking with a straitjacket, I literally grabbed hold of him, had a little squeeze, and so I knocked the wind out of him. So I apologise if it does become a one-man show, one-man broadcast, then that is my fault. And it's intercepted here by Colombia, but he can't quite get to the loose ball. He might just get there. Terrific commitment to go with a diving header. Nothing doing, says Jorge Faustino, our match official. But that was nearly 5-0, and that was nearly game over. Yeah,
very nearly game over indeed. It might have been almost for a moment a one-man commentary. This has been a very much one-sided game. Unless Uzbekistan can capitalise on this numerical advantage. It doesn't look like it, though, Patrick. It hasn't really changed much at all. Not the ideal card, as we were saying.
Yeah, and I don't know whether we have a confectionery partner here at the Kings League. I know you've been wolfing down some sweets.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, actually, whether you were choking there on some of the treats that you've been quaffing down, your dad's snacks, because I don't think I necessarily grabbed you as hard as I could have done.
Well, you know, it was the Befana this week in Italy, on the 6th of January, a witch brings chocolates and sweets to children, so I took a few for my daughter, I must admit, ahead of this match. Why not? Why not? We need our energy levels for this high-energy competition, although this second half isn't quite that high energy, because Colombia taking their foot off the gas as the shot comes in. Had also a cheeky red ball as well. Why not?
Yeah, and it's interesting because the way Colombia have played, you might be able to compare how easily they found this as like taking candy from a baby, which is what you literally did with baby G.
Exactly, exactly. Poor old baby Grace. I'm sorry, Daddy will bring home some sweets the next couple of days.
That's a clever ball. He's got to finish. He does finish. Javlon Bek, game on. Uzbekistan on the board. They're back to within 3. And all of a sudden, Colombia's veneer of confidence has just been chipped away.
This is why we love the Kings League, Patrick. This is why we adore it. This is why it's growing all the time. Just when we're saying how Uzbekistan look down and out, Colombia marching on, they will avoid this team, will avoid that team. Uzbekistan get a goal. It's a confidence game.
But here go Colombia. Good goalkeeping to keep out John Palacios. And all of a sudden, Uzbekistan with 2 key moments. They scored at one end. They kept out an almost certain goal at the other. And they're plotting their second here if they can get the ball into the mixer. It's all about the final ball here. It's overhit, but Jabarov has kept it in play well. John Palacios with a firm sliding challenge, a fair one though as well. It is an Uzbek ball, and if they could score again here, Thomas, they'd be back to within 2. It's the reverse pass for Jabarov. Still going here. Kings League's answer to Eldor Shomurodov, from whom we heard earlier on. But hang on, here's Angelot. Dale, dale comes the cry from James Rodriguez et al. Colombia still very much in charge, still with a 3-goal lead, but we have seen, here's a chance, and Guti got it all wrong. We have seen that without that man on the pitch, Denilson Lopon, they're still without him for another 30 seconds or so. Colombia can be vulnerable defensively, and Javlon Bek in particular showed that much.
Yeah, can they get another one? Then going into those final 2 minutes when goals are worth double, if they can just narrow it down to a 2-goal disadvantage. But looks like Denilson's all set to come on. So overall, I think Colombia will take that. They've just leaked just the 1 goal in that 4-minute period. Now the power has evaporated. It's over.
And here's Angelot. Oh, he was caught. It's outside the box, but it's a yellow card. That's a sin bin. Uzbekistan down to 6. Colombia remain with 7. And for 2 minutes now, Colombia are going to have an overload. And they can still play their secret card too. So advantage very much with Los Cafeteros. They're 4-1 up. They'll play with an extra man for 2 minutes, and they can still play their trump card.
And now the tide is back in favour of Colombia. It's now 7 against 6. Little glance to the watch from James Rodriguez. Time very much ticking away. And now it's Colombia in that pole position to march on as we can listen into the referee slightly.
Well, no, it's quite helpful actually, because they are all Spanish speakers. We get the definitive, the authentic pronunciation there of saying Angelot. So nice to hear that what I've been calling has been backed up by Jorge Faustino. Good strike, good save though at the near post. It was that man, Alejandro Ortega, who is certainly in the running for player of the tournament, if not team of the tournament as well. But a reminder, we're going to see the reigning Corona de Oro in action later on, which is Kings League's answer to the best player in the world. That is Nadir Lua. He'll be playing for Mexico against the United States. Offside.
Also, Patrick, we're not the only ones obviously tuned in right now. It's incredible, the numbers. Over 1 million all across the world are following this match. And make sure you stick with us for the next one as well. How impressive. Just shows the importance of the Kings League's popularity.
It does indeed. Don't get tongue-tied, Thomas, knowing how many ears are on you at this moment in time. Another look at that skill from Angelot, which very nearly produced the 5th goal for Colombia. It was off target. It was up in any case.
Yeah.
But Mansurov still has another minute to elapse before he's coming back on. He was the player who was sin bin. A reminder, a yellow card is 2 minutes without the player that committed the offence. A red card is 5 minutes without that player who can no longer feature. 5 minutes without a player all told. That player can no longer feature. They're suspended for the next game, but mercifully for the Uzbeks, that did not come to pass. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Back for Angelot. They're just taking their time here, Colombia. They don't want Uzbekistan to get back within 1 goal, but we've also seen that this 3-goal cushion can be dangerous because if they can score twice, Uzbekistan, they would go from 4-1 down to 5-4 up, provided those 2 goals came after the 38-minute mark. and we saw it a little bit with Uzbekistan against Peru. They were 3-0 up.
What a game.
Peru scored twice, then they scored again in that power play at the end to make it 4-3. That goal counted double, but then Uzbekistan did likewise to win it 5-4 with the buzzer beater from Tuksatinov. Here goes Angelot.
In fact, Colombia haven't played their secret card as yet. Makes me think it could be a penalty or a shootout, because we're into that final 4 minutes, so it can't be a goals worth double, obviously. So that played by Uzbekistan. Maybe it's a joker. We'll wait and see. Suspension, no, because again it's only 4 minutes.
Yeah, a joker, which in Italian is jolly, which is also the word that they use for a very versatile player, someone that can pop up in any position really and do a job, and Colombia have certainly plenty of those in the side. I think the English equivalent is a handyman.
Yeah, utility man maybe. Yeah. It's the versatile.
Too high for Ortega there. A bit more urgency now about Uzbekistan, understandably so. Someone needs to take a shot from outside the box. We are in Milan, and the Milan head coach, Sergio Conceição, the newly appointed head coach, said, you can pray all you want to win the lottery, but if you don't buy a ticket, you won't win it. Who's going to buy the ticket here? They've not taken it on. Angelot, meantime, under pressure. Excellent close control once again. Colombia back with Denilson Lobon on the pitch again here. Darting forward and finding his skipper. Wide it goes for Ortega. He's kept it in play. Can Ortega find a colleague? He can't, but he did keep the ball in play. And a round of applause from James Rodriguez out of shot.
Yeah, Milan was fresh from winning the Super Cup the other day against Inter.
That was nearly a free header there. Just too high in the end for Luis Moreno, wearing 4. But the great thing about this Colombian side is that we have seen, I think, every single one on their roster, perhaps with the, well, I was about to say without the exception of Jovan Cardenas, but he's now on because we saw Camilo Mena earlier on. Now it's the other goalkeeper between the sticks. And they're running out of time, Uzbekistan. They've got 90 seconds or thereabouts until the 38-minute mark, by which time we will have goals counting for double at this stage. It would be very improbable for us to have a golden goal period. That would involve Uzbekistan rather, scoring 3 times without reply in the next minute or so. Hugely unlikely.
And I said, we're approaching that final minute, so it makes me think Colombia have a penalty perhaps as their secret card.
Denilson won it back. Colombia want to get the shot away. They can't manage it. Penalty as a secret card could be very telling. So too could this opportunity, and it's buried beautifully by Jair Perez. The 4-goal cushion is re-established, and Colombia look like they're marching on to the semi-finals.
It is a high five from Colombia. 5-star showing, and they've called their secret card now as well, which will surely put them well out of sight. I cannot see Uzbekistan scoring, really. They haven't given me that impression. Oh, VAR perhaps. Let's listen in.
Check.
Well, James Rodriguez was immediately gesticulating as to say, why are they looking at this? But that is why. Check in progress. Was that a foul by Jair Perez? It certainly looks like he did go through the back of Lazibek, side of.
Foul in attack.
Confirmation. Foul in attack, says our match official. The goal does not stand. It remains 4-1. And James Rodriguez gobsmacked.
But they still got that secret card, though. Unable to make it 5-1, but they're still in a strong position. Uzbekistan, I think, just wants to get into his final 2 minutes now. So give it
here
away
goes
again.
Jair Perez. He wanted to score, determined to get his goal, having had that previous one disallowed for the foul in the build-up. Secret card time.
Here we go. What's in the box?
Penalty shootout for Colombia.
So yeah, not a penalty, a traditional penalty, a shootout, very much ice hockey style, MLS in the late 90s. So still a great opportunity, but not quite the same sort of certainty and scoring rate as a penalty. But if you get it right, you pull it off.
Yeah, it reminds me of when you've got a trolley in the supermarket and you're heading towards the tills and you see an open till and you want to try and get there before another shopper in front of you. Can you pick the right lane before them? So Alex Rodriguez, he's the man over this, being watched by his namesake, James. James Rodriguez denied from a penalty. Can Alexander Rodriguez score with the shootout? He can't. It's a bad day for those named Rodriguez. It remains 4-1.
Oh, he did so well to put himself into that shooting position. Unable to apply that finishing touch, though. But he did really well. He put himself in a great position for me. Just that lack of cutting edge. We now go into his final.
Big slice.
Yeah, that shot. Didn't execute it well enough. Goals worth double then, these final 2 minutes, so Uzbekistan would need to score, again if my math serves me correctly, twice to go ahead, but then it's the same advice for Colombia as well, so Colombia still remain in pole position. It's theirs to throw away. I cannot see them fumbling this.
Nice to see goals being worth double. I remember as a kid watching European matches and my dad explaining to me that away goals counted double. I genuinely thought that rather than them being a tiebreaker, as they actually were, that if you scored twice on the road, it actually counted for 4. It didn't. All it meant was, in the event of a tie, the away goals, those that had more away goals, would eventually win the match. Whereas here, they literally count for double. So if Uzbekistan were to score, it would suddenly go from 4-1 to 4-3. That's a sliding challenge. Oh dear, oh dear.
Is it a yellow?
It is a yellow, and that might well be a pivotal moment in what remains, because this is a period of 2 minutes plus added time, and for the entirety of that 2 minutes, almost excluded added time, Uzbekistan will be without their number 5, Lazibek Saidov. Big blow for them.
Absolutely. In the meantime, you can vote for your MVP. All you need to do is get on Twitch and write the name of the person you think should be the star man from this match. I would say Camilo. I don't know about you, Patrick. And a reminder also, looking ahead, USA against Morocco. Got some big messages as well held over the match from some players who actually ply their trade in Serie A. But are USA internationals?
Absolutely. We'll have some stars that wear stripes, but we'll be giving a rallying cry to their compatriots later on. Here's a chance with the extra man, John Palacios, who got the scoring started in the first place, nearly got another one there for Colombia, which would have ended any residual hope for the Uzbeks, would have made it 6-1 instead. Good piece of goalkeeping, and they needed it as well. But in terms of man of the match, yes, Camilo Mena has certainly pitched in with a goal and an assist, albeit he's been a spectator for much of the second half, replaced by the other keeper, Jovan Cardenas. So I might go, in fact, for Danielson. Yes, he hasn't scored, but he's been a rock at the back, and if Colombia have only conceded once, it's thanks to him, especially because that goal came when he was actually taken off the pitch by that secret card from Uzbekistan. Here's a chance. Lovely skill, beautiful finish. That will end any chance Uzbekistan had. Colombia are en route to the last 4, and the goal was beautifully taken by Axel Quintero.
It was beautiful. It is gorgeous. It was a bonito. I don't know if you can say that in Spanish, Patrick, or not, but it was wonderful. And now it really is adios to Uzbekistan. Colombia march on. They've been far too strong. They've been clinical again. It's clinical Colombia. I said that's the adjective that immediately springs to mind. Clinical cafeteros.
Indeed, with a cutting edge as well. They have diced up Uzbekistan. And that's why Uzbekistan, despite their heroics yesterday, it's a step too far for them today. They did well just to get past Peru. Lest we forget, they were heading out until deep into added time. So for them to even take their place in a quarter-final at this first ever edition of the Kings World Cup Nations was impressive enough as it is. But Colombia's greater quality has told, and we saw it right from the outset when they had that big lead. 4-1 up. It was only Javlonbek who scored once to at least get them a consolation, as it will prove. But here's Jabarov. He's not giving up hope yet, and had that gone in, you never know. That would have made it 6-3, but we're into added time. They are now back to 7 players, incidentally, Uzbekistan, but 1 minute of the 2 added have already been played, and James Rodriguez will be leading the celebrations there. He might be a bit sheepish, having missed his penalty, the Presi for the day. But here goes Angelot. Colombia would love to score one more. So too would Uzbekistan, to give Islam and their other followers something to cheer about. Islam, their president, a reminder of that. Danielson still charging into challenges. Who's going to have the final shot of the match? Tuksatinov, who had the goal that got them here, is the player lurking on the edge of the box wearing 23. Instead, it's his teammate who tries his knock. It's off target. There will be a corner, and with this, corner incidentally from the same side from where Alejandro Ortega scored the golden goal against Turkey. How big was that for Colombia? The greater rest may well have told for them as well today. Uzbekistan were in action until late last evening. They played the first game tonight, but the 2 added minutes have been played. There goes the full-time whistle. Colombia, the first team through to the last 4 of the Kings World Cup nations. We have our first semi-finalists, and Colombia deserved winners by 6 goals to 1.
Uzbekistan, aka the unwanted boys, now the eliminated boys here at Vismara, but they do go out with their heads held high. Who would have said it was Uzbekistan going through to the final? But full marks to Colombia, and their MVP Camilo put his name on the score sheet. Big win, no penalty converted by James Rodriguez, but no bearing overall on the final outcome of the match. So Colombia, the first semi-finalists.
Colombia are going to get the party started after this. 6-1 winners, thanks to 5 separate goals. The 5th and final goal counted for double because it came in the final 2 minutes, and they really shared the goals around. Palacios, Camilo Mena, Guti, Alejandro Ortega, and finally it was Quintero. So 5 different scorers for Colombia, proving the point that they can hurt you. It's death by 1,000 cuts when you come up against Los Cafeteros. They will go through, and we're about to find out which team they'll be playing in the first semi-final. The United States and Mexico are now on court. James Rodriguez is still the player that will be getting all of the adulation despite missing his presidential penalty. And a recap of the stats, Thomas, from Colombia 6, Uzbekistan 1.
Despite the penalty miss, Colombia at their very best, their goal-scoring best. It's another big win for Colombia. As we see, they're the first team to reach the final 4, and now USA and Morocco out on the pitch warming up. Who will join them in the final 4? Before we enjoy, though, USA against Morocco, let's look back, Patrick, at the highlights from that clinical performance. I know I've said it again, Mr. Repetitive, but they really are clinical. They have that cutting edge as they enjoy this moment, savour this moment, and we're also now going to savour that performance once again from Colombia, who sent Uzbekistan crashing out of the competition. And we are back. What a performance that was. But now it's the turn of USA against Morocco. USA 2 from 2, Morocco 2 from 3 in terms of games played so far. Who will be facing Colombia in the semi-finals in the final 4? Will it be the stars and stripes of USA or the red of Morocco? We'll find out shortly. Morocco lined up awaiting the anthem.
USA, the
USA, here we
masters
go.
of showtime. Probably the word that best defines the Kings competition. To win, they've brought together experience and power to knock out all opponents until only one remains. Morocco, the first representative of the African continent at Kings. Its Alaways echo a song about victory yet to come. The victory that will crown them. The victory of the Kings.
And now, before we get started, we are going to have a couple of messages of support, which has been a key theme here at the Kings League. And we are going to hear first and foremost from Eduardo Cortés, Pollo, the goalkeeper.
Well, You know how I feel about you guys. You know, go running through a wall, through whatever I have to come out here and represent the U.S. and for you, every single one of you guys that come from a different background, that are out here, you know, all the way in Italy, where we didn't really garner much respect when we first came here, but we each knew that we were gonna come and try to win this shit. And I still believe, and I wholeheartedly, that we can go out and win this shit. So whatever it is, I don't give a fuck. Let's get this shit going. You guys know how I feel about us. Let's go ahead and represent the country that gave us the opportunity to be here, okay?
We apologize for some bad language there.
Nah, guys, like he said, a lot of people here, you know, being American,
McKenny
you have a lot of people that doubt you, So obviously you see they got a whole support, but we about to send them home crying, all right? So that's what's up. Put on for USA. We got a couple other messages from a couple guys that couldn't be here, but always represent and be proud.
And here comes Christian Pulisic.
Hey guys, it's Christian Pulisic here. Just want to wish you guys, Team USA, all the best in the quarterfinals. I'll be rooting for you guys, and yeah, man, just wishing you all the best.
What's up, fellas? It's Timmy Wade here. I just wanted to show some love and send my support for tonight's game. And, you know, we're waiting for Torino for the final, man. We can't wait to be there and support you guys in person. So, hold up, man. We're going to show love for sure. And, you know, bring the chip home for sure.
There you have it, Tim Weah and Christian Pulisic, both who are recently in action in Saudi Arabia in the EA Sports FC Super Cup. Milan winning it thanks to a goal from Pulisic, coming back from 2-0 down against Inter to win by 3-2. Now it's the turn of the Moroccans.
And their president, Ilyas, will do the speech and present a video with the families representing the Moroccan players.
السلام عليكم الدراري. السلام عليكم. تسمعوني الدراري؟ كتسمعوني؟ وي السلام عليكم. كنبغي نشكركم على هاد الثمن النهائي اللي وصلتوا لينا ليه، وخاصكم تعرفوا بان الشعب المغربي كامل فخور بكم، وراكم هزيتوا لنا الرايه ديال بلادنا ايطاليا، وشكرا لكم كاملين على المجهود اللي درتوه الجبار، وبغيناكم تكملوا اليوم ونربحوا ان شاء الله امريكا، وغادي نفرحوا لا شعبنا لا ملكنا لا الجاليه المغربيه، وعرفكم اسبوعها وقدها، وجيبوا اللقب من اجل الشعب المغربي من الصحراء الى البوخاس. تحية لكم ونفرحوا بكم.
Bonjour à tout le monde, bon courage. Ce match est très important, on doit gagner. Bon courage à tout le monde. On est fiers de vous, on vous fait confiance. Et bon courage papa.
We love you, Dad, and the whole country is proud of you. We know you're going to win because we believe in you. Good luck.
Je t'aime papa et nous sommes très fiers de toi. Bonne chance. تفتخروا بكم ديما المغرب.
السلام عليكم، معكم ماما سمسيريرة. الله يسهل عليكم والله يوفقكم اليوم ان شاء الله، وتجيبوا لنا الربح ان شاء الله مربوحة وديما مغرب.
نعم بابا، كي داير لاباس الحمد لله. نتمنىكم في هذا الماتش ان شاء الله تربحوا، توصلوا فينا وتفرحونا وديوها. بون كورج.
السلام بابا، كي داير؟ مزيان بخير ان شاء الله تكون مزيان. اليوم ان شاء الله خصو يكون ربح ضروري، وتوفيق لكم كلكم، بون كوراج وان شاء الله فينا.
سلام بابا سألي ما تربحوا.
سلام مهدي وليكيب كامل، بون كواج بور الماتش، الله يعاونكم مربوحة إن شاء الله. يلا فاموس.
السلام عليكم، كي داير لاباس؟ الحمد لله. عليا بوين إلياس المصري، تبارك الله عليكم، راكم شرفتونا ورحنا فرحانين بكم والله يرضي عليكم والله ينصركم على من عاداكم، ونتمنى الله باش تكونوا هذه العشيه يعني في احسن ما يرام.
خويا سعيد، جيت من 11 رجب، بغيت نقول لك بلي من ديما وانا مآمن بيك، واليوم الحمد لله شتك في المرتبه اللي كتستحق. انا فخور بيك وسيدي عبد العزيز كلها اليوم غادي نسهل لولا الظروف اللي يلعب ويماركي، حنا شايقين فيك، برافو لولا الظروف.
Lovely message from their family members. Family first, very emotional. Now the anthems.
The Star-Spangled Banner. They are fired up all right, the Moroccans. Huge support here at the Smara in Milan for the Atlas Lions, but they are up against the Americans, cheered on by Wes McKennie et al. Video messages from Tim Weah and Christian Pulisic, and it's 50-50 at the moment, Thomas Lawrence. Nothing to call between the two teams in terms of the way our Twitch viewers are voting. Make sure you do vote. Pretty simple, right? The name of the team, USA or Morocco.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be tight indeed. USA 2 from 2. And the opening two matches going straight through to the final eight. Morocco had to do it the hard way. Lost one 1-1 and then won their last chance saloon going through. According to Twitch, though, USA are going to win this as we see these Spotify secret cards which are about to be drawn, which can always make the difference, always give you a lifeline, always give you a bit of hope when you appear to be down and out. So we'll see what those have in store, but only from the second period. As for the presidential penalties, they can be played right from the first half. As we saw in our last game, as Colombia sent Uzbekistan out of the competition, Colombia will meet the winner of this match.
They will indeed. So we could have the US against Colombia. Equally, it could well be Morocco, especially inspired by their Corona de Oro. Nadir Loua, who's on his way onto the pitch right now, is going to be the first outfield player. Reminder of the format. The first 60 seconds, one goalkeeper per side, plus an outfield player. Every minute that goes by between then and the 5-minute mark, we will have an extra player added until it's 6v6 plus goalkeepers. The lights go red, the lights will go out, and it will be underway in this second quarter-final. It's the United States against Morocco, and Nadir immediately allowing his American opponent there, Juanito Ramirez, to get to the ball first. And he goes back to Eduardo Pollo Cortés, who we heard from pre-match, Thomas. He's clearly fired up with his colourful language, which we do not condone. Juanito Ramirez sliced wide, and it nearly ended up in our commentary position here at the Smara.
I was worried. I was a little sidestep to move away from the ball. It's an early warning, so I expect this to be a really hard-fought game. Unlike what we saw pretty much one-way Colombia traffic, this will be very different as Nadir looks to have a go, Patrick. Here he is.
Here goes Nadir, twisting and turning his way through and firing it home. That's why he's the best player that Kings League has produced. Corona de Oro, the Golden Crown, and he gets them the opening goal.
Sealed with a kiss as well from Nadir. He does it again inside the opening minute. Strong start, fast start from Nadir, showing his Kings League credentials, laying down a big markets advantage to Morocco. But there's a long, long way to go as Cortés out of his box.
Indeed, the US trying to now create that overload with a 3v2 situation. Well, that's why Nadir is so accomplished at this level. He defends well, he's great 1v1 with that trickery, but there's the equaliser, and what a beauty it was from Devin Vega. Placed into the corner with aplomb. It's one apiece after 90 seconds of this second quarter-final.
Well, our viewers said it was going to be tight. We think it's going to be tight, and it's living up to that so far. Not even 2 minutes on the clock. 1-1. Can Morocco go back the other end and retake their lead?
That's exactly what you want from the likes of Vega. Now he's got to go for goal. Pollo scores! Just like Camilo Mena did in the previous match for Colombia. The worst thing you can do at this stage is produce a tame shot straight down the middle. The goalkeeper holds the ball, and provided he can shoot straight, which he could, he will score, and that is Pollo giving the US the lead.
It was fighting talk from him ahead of the match, and he is fighting his way here, and USA have fought their way back into the match. They lead 2-1.
But again, Morocco looking to Nadir to inspire. Can they get another shot away? They can. Pollo with the save. And now it's one of your favourites, Thomas, Mijatovic.
Big fan of Mijatovic. Just keep an eye on when he has a shot. Foot like a traction engine. That is a quote I have stolen from someone, of course. One we admire.
It's so loud in here now with the Moroccan fans. I'm struggling to hear my colleague Thomas Lawrence. Pollo, it's wayward. He needs to get back in goal.
Yeah, got to be quick, got to be fast, as we saw a few moments ago. Now it is 5v5. We're getting close to that 7v7.
It happens very quickly, doesn't it?
It does, just flies by.
And if you are new to this format, well, better late than never. A reminder, this is our second quarter-final. We've got another 2 tomorrow. The day after that, we'll have our 2 semi-finals. Saturday's the press conference ahead of the final. And then Sunday, the grand final. But here go the Americans chasing a third.
They might get it, you know. That's nicely done by Morales.
Luis Morales scored a hat-trick the other day. He was really good in that 6-2 win against Uzbekistan, and he's one to watch. The Americans brimming with talent. Lots of players of Hispanic background in the US side, including Pollo, who we've already seen.
Countdown on. It's going to be 6v6, so space at a premium now, less and less for these players to exploit.
The man wearing 80 is Fouad. He's another of the stars, along with Nadir. It was Nadir who he was looking for. And we fully expect to see the number 10 at some stage as well. El Amri, who's been really impressive.
Yeah, both Fouad and Nadir playing their football in Spain with the Kings League Spain. In fact, they've got dual nationality, but opting to play for Morocco.
Nice idea, the little touch around the corner by Morales. He's still found a colleague, albeit not in the manner in which he was attempting. Juanito Ramirez will try and go home to his goalkeeper, but the goal so far from Vega and the goalkeeper Cortés for America, having trailed initially to that opener from Nadir Loua.
There was a storming start to the match, didn't take long to burst into life. Pace dropping on just slightly, as you expect, as you get more and more players out on the pitch. Now technique comes to the fore. Shots from distance, eye for goal, eye for a defence-splitting pass.
America getting numbers behind the ball, asking Morocco, defying them, really challenging them to break them down. They haven't been able to, but this is nice interchange. Lovely one-touch football from the side in red. Tried to flick it wide, no foul there despite the pleas and the jeers, indeed, of the Moroccans inside the ground here. Reminder of where we are, the south side of Milan, Vismara training ground, where the Milan Academy train as well, next door to where we are. Oh, that was very nearly a costly mistake as it was charged down by Zakaria Hadraf.
Oh, he was very lucky there. The keeper wears the number 0 on the back of his jersey. This adds to his cult status. And Apoyo Cortes. Now Mijatovic, another sort of cult figure for me in the US team. It's played out from the back. It's a little bit risky, fighting the Moroccans forwards. I found a little pocket of space. This is promising.
Here's Luis Morales going down. It's a penalty! And he can't believe it, the Moroccan player who's made the challenge. Issam Iraqi is shocked, and in case you're wondering who's got the penalty, you can tell from the crowd reaction, it's gone from being very loud to being able to hear a pin drop, because Morales has won a penalty, and the United States will have the chance to take a 3-2 lead, a 3-1 lead rather. There's clear contact there. It's a good decision from the match official.
Yeah, no, this is a big moment. Open up a 2-goal cushion. We know still a long way to go, but you want to build up those goals, build up that lead while you can, because you don't know what your opponents have when it comes to secret card. You don't know how they'll fare when it comes to presidential penalty, for instance, which for Morocco would be a shootout. They don't have their president inside the ground. Let's see if he can convert it here, Patrick. Huge moment.
Well, Luis Morales won the penalty. He's going to take the responsibility. Morales! The keeper went the right way, but you can make that 3-1 the lead now for the United States, inspired by McKennie, Weah and Pulisic, and the US are marching on in the Kings League.
It's their penalty penguin specialist. How about that for a celebration? Don't know why the Penguin, will try and find out. Maybe we'll ask the US president at some stage. Mr. Castro, as Morocco try and immediately pull a goal back. It really is end-to-end stuff. Was that offside? We're playing on in the meantime, but yeah, that was a clear penalty. Stepped up, dusted himself off, and really cool.
That's an easy save for Pollo, who goes route 1. But again, we are seeing the form guide has been confirmed here, because the United States won each of their first 2 matches and are leading by a 2-goal cushion. Colombia won their first 2. They were big winners against Uzbekistan earlier on. It just shows that those teams that played in the last chance, they were there for a reason, having lost one of their first 2 matches. And also the rest is coming into effect as well. The United States looking fresher than Morocco, who've already had to negotiate an extra match just to make it into the last 8 in the first place.
Yeah, more time to also study and prep for your match as well. Check out your opponents, see what they do well, see what they don't do as well. And we're seeing it so far, but it's still, I say, always very early days.
Indeed, and Morocco will know that if they can get Fouad into the game a bit more. We've seen plenty of Nadir so far. Fouad has been quiet. That's a good effort. Mijatovic, a wag of the finger as they appealed for a penalty. We've got Moroccans at both ends of the ground. They are going to have a cursory VAR check here, are they? No. Yes, they are, in fact. Morocco wanted to take the corner thinking that the check was complete, but we do have video assistant referee in Kings League, and we're going to see whether this was indeed a handball inside the box.
Checking in progress.
It looks like it came off the chest. It's good, brave defending from Stefan Mijatovic there. The shot, meantime, is deflected in, and that will give Morocco a big lift. It's a slice of luck. The rub of the green for Issam Iraqi, but Morocco are back to within 1.
Back in it, back with a bang. A bullet of a strike. Took a deflection on its way through. It won't matter to them, it won't matter to the supporters, and it won't matter to the Moroccan players. Game on again, captain fantastic. Making amends. I think he gave away the penalty. So looking to atone for that mistake. The number 99, who at times wears the captain's armband. Not right now.
Indeed, it's currently being sported by Mabak Boussoufa. But that's a big boost for Morocco, having conceded the penalty, and the flares have started. Well, this is wonderful, provided it's all done safely, the pyrotechnics. But the Moroccans are in with the flares. There are a few boos about that, but it all makes for a very fiery atmosphere, quite literally. And clearly, they took that message from McKennie to heart. McKennie was pretty brash, as Americans, only Americans can be, saying we're going to send them packing, dude. And so far, McKennie is being proven right, but there's a long way to go. And who is going to be taking the presidential penalties, Thomas, tonight?
Well, for the USA, they've got their president inside the ground, so he'll be stepping up
Castro,
to the pitch.
is it?
Yeah, it is Mr. Castro, Edwin Castro, to be precise. Of course, we've seen the Moroccan president watching from afar, so it means it'll be a shootout. They'll delegate one of the players take a shootout, not a penalty. And you mentioned Boussoufa Prima before. The captain, he was actually suspended in their last game. Hence the reason why this man here was wearing the captain's armband, the number 99.
But here go Morocco with Amri, who's been really impressive, Mehdi Amri. And again, they're trying their luck from distance, and that nearly found the top corner. They're asking for a corner. Instead, it's just a goal kick. But it's great to see. We saw the American streamers, their eyes were lighting up in amazement almost, because whilst we are used to pyrotechnics in Europe and in North Africa, from where Morocco hail, I'm not sure it's necessarily an everyday occurrence at American sports, which can be quite corporate, shall we say. They can be a little bit sterile. We saw the streamers really excited by those red flares lit up by the Moroccan fans, albeit quite rightly. The stewards have now stepped across and put them out. Here goes the skipper. But Morocco have found a new lease of life here as we approach the 12-minute mark. When we get to 18 minutes, Thomas, what's going to happen?
Yeah, we go into those final 2 minutes, the Red Bull roll of the dice. Our energy break energized by Red Bull, which can shake things up. Can have a 1v1, 2v2. We'll find out shortly. These 12 minutes have flown by as might set himself and go for goal here, the captain.
Yeah, Boussoufa was considering a shot there. He's going to start again. This time he does shoot. It was dipping sharply, but not sharply enough. Didn't quite get the trajectory right. James Rodriguez is still posing for photos, including with the Uzbekistan goalkeeper there, Yangarov, alias Kitobchi. They might have come out on the losing side. It was actually Yangarov's colleague, the other goalkeeper, who saved the penalty from James Rodriguez. I wonder whether they drew straws for who was going to take that, and that was nearly a goal for the Moroccans. They won a corner, though.
I thought it was in.
That man, Mehdi Amri.
I thought it was in, Patrick. Hit that side netting. He's won the corner, and he might want to take it quickly. He has.
Another deflected effort, a corner once more.
And now it's a bit more of Fouad, as you said. They need to get him more involved in the game. Creative conduit for Morocco. Creative spark, creative talent, rattle them off the various.
The Americans mustn't be guilty of too much hubris here. They don't want to be overconfident, too smug with the lead, don't want to fly too close to the sun.
There's a few accusations of time wasting from Nadir to the American players as we get back underway.
Long ball from the US, Morales holding it up beautifully, trying to turn into a shooting position. He nearly got the wrong side. This is Fouad for Morocco. Nice bit of skill from him. Fouad looked for Nadir. There's Mijatovic, who is a no-nonsense defender.
Yeah, he wouldn't look at a place out on a basketball pitch as well in the NBA. Not just playing in the Kings League, an MLS star player, sticking out a boot there. Great work.
Fouad trying his luck. That was a tame shot, to say the least, from Fouad. Hasn't really hit the same heights as Nadir coming into this competition. All we heard about was the duo for Morocco. Might be able to extend it to a holy trinity if you also include Mehdi Amri, but it really has been Nadir, the standout performer so far.
Absolutely. All good things come in threes, why not? Yeah, he really is a rising star, and here he is, just so graceful on the ball. There's a bit of Kenan Yildiz, wearing the number 10, have been in action this weekend for the Derby della Mole.
Here's Amri cutting inside. It's sliced out of play for a throw-in. He was trying to hit it with his instep there to bend it into the far top corner. Instead, it caught the outside of his boot, which is why it sliced almost into where Wes McKennie was, pitch side pre-match, giving that big speech. Wes McKennie, who's known for his culinary quirks here in Italy. And here go the Americans. That's going to be a yellow card and a sin bin at the very least. It is indeed. He's not happy there, the goal scorer. It is Iraqi, who has now been shown a yellow card. He'll be off for 2 minutes. And here's why. It was a clear offence there, hauling down his opponent, Victor Eligwe.
Drama, drama, and more drama in the Kings League. Off for 2 minutes. Can now the USA capitalise on their numerical advantage? Gone deathly silent. It always is when a decision doesn't go the way of Morocco. Their supporters packed inside the ground. It's a home from home for them.
And good to see their streamers as well, wearing the national dress, wearing the fez, which is the iconic headwear. Thomas, I'll see if I can sort you a fez. I actually went to a wedding in Italy this summer where there was an Italian sporting a fez, and I said to him, are you wearing that as a gimmick or do you live in Morocco? He said, no, I live in Morocco. So there you have it. Wow. Mijatovic, what a save that is. Had to watch it all the way, Marouane Mizirida, and watch it he did.
There's a rocket that roared its way through, but what a save. Can they keep up the pressure? Can they get the goal from the corner?
They've gone all the way back. They'll start again here. Mijatovic, who's got into a shooting position, couldn't deliver though. Thomas, I don't know whether you've seen the US streamers, but I love the stash they've got. Those tracksuit tops, they're almost like Atlanta 1996.
I was going to say the
vintage.
very 1990s indeed. It reminds me also sort of the Cool Runnings, if anyone's watched that film in the 90s as well. That kind of gear, very 1990s feel to it, retro. Oh, that was a handball, I think.
It was outside the box. Good spot again from the referee. A reminder of the match official, Luis Daniel Chavez.
Under a minute and they can have their number 99 back, Morocco. Can they just weather this storm?
The dice is being prepared. James Rodriguez is going to get the honours. He's already missed a presidential penalty. Hopefully he's able to throw a dice straight.
I'm sure he is. He's going to get some help as well, perhaps from the other presidents. We'll see.
Well, it looks like Nadir has stood over this free kick.
It is.
Is he going to try his luck? It is Nadir, and the deflection this time took it off target. Almost the equalising goal for Morocco.
Might get it now, though.
Nadir! Again, it's off target. Narrowly wide once more.
Countdown goes on. We're going to have the buzz up. And now we have that roll of the dice. James Rodriguez just to our left. Big moment for him as well. All eyes will be on him. Let's see what emerges here with this energy break, energized by Red Bull. The Red Bull roll of the dice. There goes James Rodriguez.
I want 1v1, no goalkeepers, Thomas. You know I love that.
It's my favourite.
That is my favourite. 4, so that means 3v3 plus keepers, 4
yeah,
all
just like we had
told.
in the last game.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing.
It is a bit of
There's Wes McKennie watching on there, the Juventus midfielder, also a big star for the hashtag USMNT, the US men's national team. McKennie, who's really come on leaps and bounds since his time in Italy, mainly under Massimiliano Allegri and now latterly under Thiago Motta as well.
So just like in the last match, as we were saying, 4v4 for these final 2 minutes of the first half. 3, 4, 5.
Go. And Fouad wants to get there, so too did Iraqi. Iraqi was a little bit tentative in the challenge. He's only just come back on after a 2-minute suspension. That is a dive in the end. But no card. He wanted a foul on the edge of the box, then he actually fell into the penalty area, hoping that it would be a penalty. It wasn't. But America in charge here. The United States lead by 3 goals to 2 against Morocco. is delicately poised. Morocco hoping to become the first team through to the semi-finals that have had to take the harder route to the last 8 via the last chance, because they won one and lost one. Here's Pollo! That's what he does! Eduardo Pollo Cortés with his second of the night.
Pollo powers it home, and we're all Pollo fans, all aficionados watching on, including the US streamers and the US presence. What a hit! And you know, Patrick, over 1.5 million devices now, and they all saw that incredible goal.
An absolute peach from Pollo, pured it into the corner, but here goes Fouad meantime. Got away from Pollo, it is just a goal kick.
I think I spotted a Milan jersey in the US streamers corner, if I'm not mistaken. I saw one of the US presidents the other day wearing an Inter Milan, an Inter tracksuit, so they're claiming to do a bit of shopping during their time here in Milan, in Milano.
So the US with a 2-goal cushion. Luis Morales riding the challenge. The angle's against him. Didn't stop him from trying his luck and also finding the target.
A really awkward angle, but he got it shot on target. Now Mijatovic and Pollo Cortés, can he strike again? He does have a strike, but on that occasion lacked the accuracy. As we now go into added time, just 1 minute. Can Morocco get a goal back?
They would love to score now, and they might well do. Nadir pulled down. Has to be a penalty. It has to be a penalty.
We're playing on.
Are we going to have a VAR check? In the meantime, the US looking to twist the knife. Oh, my word! That is ridiculously good. Fabulous from Dani Benitez.
Fabulous indeed, Patrick. End-to-end stuff. Morocco feel they should have had a penalty. USA playing to the whistle, playing on, springing forward.
Well, there might well be a VAR check. That's what the Moroccans are asking for. I think the goal stands. McKenny appreciating it. The streamers loving it as well. And Nadir is saying, we want a check here. He wants to get a penalty, which would also rule out this goal. We could suddenly go from 5-2 all of a sudden to a scenario whereby there might be scope for Morocco to make it 4-3. It's not going to happen, though. The referee saw the decision live. The goal stands, and at half-time, the United States lead by 3. They're 5-2 up.
What a game. What a game. This is quite good if they win it, because at least we'll have that guy with us at the end as well, which will be quite good. It'll make the post-match go. The post will go a bit quicker if we've got someone just to chat to. And
Hey, so now we know that
what do you want to do?
50 balls, they're not going to come in to try and win it. They're going to try to come in and hit. So be smart, take a touch out, and let them hit, all right?
Morales is shooting. Who do we want to do?
Let's go.
Up from here. Only up from here.
Only up from here, boys.
I think he'll want it.
We don't fuck his thumb until that whistle blows.
Hey, guys,
we're
listen.
in their heads. We're in their heads already, boys. Let's go.
Hey, we're going back to what works. Pollo, Stefan Macias, Devin Juanito, Ortiz. Luis, you're the fucking star player. You gotta take shots if you're the star. Hey, listen. Hey, also, real quick.
ما تضربوش راح يجوا البيوت الدراري ابقى قعدنا فوق يلا تعالوا
So a 5-2 lead for the United States. It is that all-important time now where the secret cards can come into play, and the secret card has already been produced for the start of the second half. I think it's going to be star player. We had an insight into that during the
secret card
timeout there. It is the star player. And we heard the coach say, hey man, you're the star player. You got to take some shots.
That's
so
an amazing
whoever
impression.
is going to
You've got
get
a
that green armband
Hollywood
is now going to be charged with unleashing efforts. It is Luis Morales.
Yeah, so basically for those who don't know, he now wears the green armband. The next goal he scores would be worth double. Then when he scores, or should he score, then that armband is taken away from him. So he has plenty of time ahead of him to get that goal.
Yeah, so unlike the other scenarios that can come about with a secret card, the likes of double goal, sin bin and so on and so forth, player suspension, there is no time limit on this. There is a limit whereby you can only score once from that green armband. It would count double, after which you remove the green armband and every goal counts as one as normal.
Couldn't have been any better.
Nice skill from Vega. He's already scored tonight. That was a bit of a pathetic tumble, in honesty. But the onus is on Morocco now. They're 3 goals behind. If they were 3 behind come the 38-minute mark, which is still a long way off, they would need to score twice without reply to win by 6 goals to 5. It's in towards Saoud, down for Nadir. He's got to the ball first, but losing out to Morales. And away goes Vega, who's very direct and pretty nippy too.
And Morocco called their presidential penalty, Patrick. They want a lifeline right now. They need it.
But so much of the US attention is being concentrated around Nadir, understandably, as the Corona d'Oro best player in the Kings League. This is the Kings World Cup Nations. We've already had a Club World Cup last year, very successfully in Mexico City. That's Mijatovic away. The US able to clear their lines, but Morocco on the front foot early on in this second half.
Yeah, now they can look to their presidential penalty. It won't actually be a penalty because they don't have their president inside the ground here at the venue, so it means it becomes a shootout. Looks like Fouad, who's had a bit of a hit-and-miss record when it comes to his shootout abilities in this Kings World Cups. Over 1.6 million tuned in all across the world. That's impressive, and that's more pressure on this man here now.
So Nadir has certainly lived up to the expectations on him pre-tournament. Fouad thus far has struggled a bit more to deal with the hype, but the Moroccan fans need him now, and there'll be a big cheer behind that goal if he can slot it past Cortés. Away goes Fouad. He dummies and slots it home. Pollo beaten, and Morocco are back to within a couple of goals. Fouad with a perfect finish from the shootout.
Perfect indeed. And Pollo was decisive at the other end with his 3rd goal of the tournament. He could be called into action here again, unable to keep it out. Game on, and it's the beauty of the Kings League. You can get straight back into matches, and now it's a confidence game, as we always say. Morocco.
Oh, Saoud with a lovely reverse pass. Then he was caught there by Devin Vega. Nadir asking for a yellow card. We don't need to see that. But what we would love to see now is a free kick goal from the man wearing 3, Nadir.
And we're soon going to have a president penalty from the USA. It's going to be a traditional penalty. Their president is inside the ground, so it's all happening now. Hasn't taken long for this second half just to come into life.
So Edwin Castro is going to take the penalty for the United States, unless I'm mistaken.
You're not mistaken, Patrick. As always, you are on the money.
And we might well hear from him later on. Fouad's just scored essentially from a sort of set piece. It's technically from open play because he dribbled the ball, but having just scored a shootout, Fouad is now going to try his luck from a free kick. Fouad with the strike, it clipped the outside of the post. Pollo wasn't getting there, and fine margins there, counting against Morocco, the Atlas Lions.
Oh, the USA breathe a huge, huge sigh of relief. What a strike. What a strike indeed. Pollo rooted to the spot, and now some more drama at the other end of the pitch. President penalty for the USA now. The US can then restore their 3-goal cushion.
Well, Edwin Castro, who's also wearing the Pollo number 0 jersey, curiously. So we've got 2 Pollos, a couple of chickens on the pitch. But will they come home to roost now? That's the question. He's wearing that Milan shirt, which you might well have picked up at the Milan official store on Via Dante in the city centre. It's got the Champions League patch, all the trimmings. Big pressure, though, on Castro. Can make it 6-3. Doesn't want to miss this, though. It is going to be Edwin Castro, just about. The goalkeeper got hands to it, but could not repel it. Disappointment for Youssef Ben Selam. And the Trump dance has again been dusted off and produced.
They're going to be all dancing the Trump dance tonight. Should it finish this way, regardless of their political creed or belief, Castro with the Poyo. Cockle-doodle-doo indeed. 6-3 now. The USA well on the way.
And the way things are going, we're going to need to get him up here in the broadcast booth later on, Edwin Castro, after that
would be brilliant. Great idea, Patrick.
President penalty, but here go Morocco, unable to make the most of that half a chance that did present itself. It was Hatim Finani, now Iraqi, who's scored and also been sin-binned in this match. The elastico didn't come off there for the Moroccan player trying to dance his way through. Not so on this occasion. Here go Morocco, though. Good defending once more. Poyo's come out and seized the ball first. And we are very much on course for an American win. It's looking like being the United States against Colombia. That's misjudged. Morales still wearing that green armband. He wins a corner.
Yep. So should he score, it would make it 8-3, which would be sensational. USA then on course to face Colombia as we speak, as we check out this corner here on that far side.
And again, proof that last chance, yes, it gives you a lifeline back into the competition, but we're seeing why the US won their first two matches. Mijatovic went for the scissor kick. That was deflected behind for a corner. At least it should have been in the view of the American player, but it's not gone the way of him on this occasion.
Thank our sponsor now, Air Asia Move, your favourite travel companion across Southeast Asia. Explore flights, hotels and activities all in one app.
Have you ever been to Asia, Thomas?
No, I haven't. I said this to Super Side the other day. I'm letting the team down. I know you two are all globetrotters. And I'll play on words with the USA here. Globetrotters. I've travelled all of Italy, though. All of Italy. That's something. It's got to count for something, but
absolutely,
it's no good for Air Asia, of course.
Well, maybe we can hear from our partners at Air Asia and sort you out a comp ticket somewhere. Name the destination, we'll see what we can do. No promises.
Fabulous. I'd love Japan, South Korea.
There you go.
All's
got to choose one.
All's good.
Can Morocco put a ball into the mixer to try and make something happen? It's out to the edge of the box. They don't want to lose the ball there. Fouad, he nearly did lose possession. Again, he moans at the match official. Word in the ear of Luis Daniel Chavez. Mijatovic, that is fabulous. That's one of the goals of the tournament. At least it would have been. I jumped the gun because it caught the post. The ball flight seemed to suggest he'd lobbed the keeper, but could that give Morocco a lift? It might have been out of sight there. The US had that got in from Mijatovic because it would have been soul-destroying from a psychological perspective.
How close was that? He's much more than a defender, Patrick. Much more than a defender. More than a defender to me.
More than a defender, more than a defender to you. Oh, not great. Mijatovic, no relation to Pedrag, I assume, who famously scored a Champions League winning goal for Real Madrid against Juventus, was it?
Juventus fans will say it's offside, but anyway.
Here's Ramirez, easily gathered by the goalkeeper. So much action on the pitch, but James Rodriguez remains star attraction off it, as does Wes McKennie in the US ranks. Great to see him getting down, making the trip from Turin to Milan in order to cheer on the US. Here's a chance. It's got to be Saud. Yes, he scores. And they're still alive, the Moroccans. They're still in this. 6-4.
They are alive and kicking. 6-4. And they've got that secret card, Patrick. They've got that secret card.
Double goal, baby. That's what we want to see.
Or a joker. That'd be fabulous as well.
Who's going to be the joker in the pack?
Love it. Who's going to be the jolly, as the Italians would say. 6-4 again, USA. This is going to be a tough one. It's not going to be easy. Morocco saved by that frame of the goal and getting the goal at the other end. That's disappointing from the Americans. Are we going to have that secret card? You'd want it to come now with momentum with the Moroccans. Great finish. Great finish, just to stick his leg out and put it beyond Eduardo Pollo Cortés.
And this is a lot closer than the earlier quarter-final we witnessed. A reminder, you can follow all the matches live at Kings League MENA in Arabic. We've got all of our various international streams. Here's a chance. The angle was against him. It didn't stop him from trying. Hatim Finani but they were struggling here at one stage, Morocco. They were 4-1 down. They're now back to 6-4. Earlier on, we saw a 6-1 win for Colombia against Uzbekistan, but Morocco are showing that even though they had to come through via the repescaggio, basically they lost a game and then came back in through the last chance, they do possess quality, they do boast heart and desire, and they've got plenty of support. Can they get a shot away? They can, but Pollo is there. And the US have stopped attacking.
Yep, and I need to get Morales involved. This is promising, very promising. Can they keep it in play?
Well, Morales has been kept quiet since wearing that green armband. The ball's gone out of play. Morocco have the impetus here.
And the support. All the support. Barring a few USA supporters like McKenny and, of course, their president penalty specialist, Castro.
They've got Fouad on the court. They don't have Nadir, who's taking a breather. They might shoot here. Saoud, who's just scored their most recent goal. Iraqi had to get there first and has. He's found the skipper. Finani calling for it on this near side. Saoud got there. He goes down. And the referee stops play because it's a possible head injury. No question it was a penalty, which is what the Moroccans were optimistically trying to suggest.
Yeah.
A 50-50. The US player played the ball to his credit. And Saoud got up as well.
Yeah, Mijatovic, you can see that finger is wagging again to say absolutely no way, as the Americans would say. It's very much a case of go hard or go home, as the Americans would say right now. The loser will be crashing out. The winner will be marching on and taking on Colombia. Looks okay to continue, though, the Moroccan number 2. As I said, scored the recent goal to get the match going again. Here's the drone flies around as well. Will it be checked, though?
I think that's what they're discussing, Thomas, yeah. Okay, we're going to start with the drop ball. The Moroccan player told to distance himself because you can't win that 50-50 against the US goalkeeper. This to prod it into an empty net. So we go again with Mijatovic as we move towards the 30-minute mark and towards, therefore, the final 10 minutes of play. When we get into the last 2 minutes, goals will be worth double as things stand because the score is uneven. In which case, Morocco, being 2 goals behind, could score 1 to level the scoring. But if they were to score now, they would go to within 1, and a goal in that final 2-minute window would count as the winner. But it's also true of the Americans, were they to score any goal that they would find the net with would be worth 2 goals as well. Yep. Here's Iraqi. Considered the shot momentarily. Just a fleeting thought, though. Nothing more than that. Fouad. Iraqi gets it back from Saoud. Fouad wanted Saoud to make the run. He did so as well. How soon before we see Nadir back on court? He's sat down. Where's that very familiar strapping round his left wrist, much like Alessandro Buongiorno, the Napoli defender, Italy man as well.
Everybody back.
Here's Fouad.
Defending deep.
Fouad through, Finani miscontrolled. Ramirez goes by Juanito, little Juan.
Yeah, need just to ease the pressure there, take it away from the danger zone, take it away from Pollo's goal. As Pollo and company brace themselves here for another Moroccan attack.
But America are organised, the US getting numbers behind the ball. Finani across the face of goal, it could have easily been an own goal. He didn't know too much about that. It ricocheted off the face of Pollo Cortés in the end after it was very nearly an own goal from Dani Benitez. Dani Benitez now going the other way. He'll get onto that! What a 1-2! And what a stunning finish from Dani Benitez. It's one of the goals of the tournament. And Wes McKennie is cock-a-hoop.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And that was a masterclass in counter-attacking football and teamwork from the USA. 7-4. McKennie loving it in the stands. The US streamers loving it. And the USA take another step towards the semi-finals.
Indeed, they're on the cusp of the semi-finals after that finish into the roof of the net from Dani Benitez. It was a beautiful ball back to him. The give and go, the weight on the pass was absolutely absolutely perfect into his stride, but he still needed to finish it and did so convincingly well, outside of the boot, into the top corner, and that's why the US are 3 goals clear. But it is going to be the Moroccan secret card. What do they need now, Thomas? You're the key strategist. Edwin Castro is nothing like them. That's the response his way.
Yeah.
And he's unhappy about it. You can see why as well. Peace, says the Americans.
Yep. Yep, they're holding out an olive branch there. The Americans, obviously, they were just enjoying quite rightly a wonderful goal. Again, apologies for some unpleasant scenes there, as we also head of the match as well. But out on the pitch, it's pure emotion, it's pure spectacle, it's pure joy. Listen, obviously, it'd be great if you had, say, a penalty, for example, or a suspension, or a joker card, so they could choose what they want. There's not much they can do about it. It's secret, it's random. So they have to be the very best in terms of their strategy, when to play it. We'll find out shortly what it is, but if they had a penalty, it would be perfect, Patrick. Make it 7-5 again and just put the frighteners on the USA. So wait and see. Remind Morales still has that secret star power.
He does, but he's not had a shot in the second half, despite his coach at halftime urging him to take shots as the star player. But we have got Nadir back on. So he's one to watch. He'll be fresh as well, and they really need him now, Morocco, trailing 7-4. Iraqi, here is Nadir. Used the run of Fouad, then went the other way. Mijatovic, he's already hit the post for the long-range effort. This one was sliced wide.
Yeah, why not? Why not try it? We saw it earlier, coming so close, and now that's it. Now
Tarjeta Segreta.
Carta Serreta, sponsorizzata da Spotify. Spotify, secret card time. Tarjeta. Here we go. Here we go, Patrick.
Secret card, Morocco, penalty shootout.
Shootout then. Well, we've already seen one successfully delivered by Fouad. Surely they're going to ask him to reproduce the goods. The problem for him now is that Cortés, Eduardo Pollo Cortés, has some experience to go on here. He knows the way that Fouad went last time. Mijatovic there getting involved, no need for that. Bit of trash talk.
Yeah.
But do you back Fouad to score? I'm saying no. I've got a feeling that Pollo is going to come up with a big save.
No, I think he will score. He's got that psychological edge, so for me, we're going to see this become 7-5 now. Fouad to score for me, here we go.
It is Fouad against Pollo, round the keeper, and he slots it home. Was he out of time? The Americans think so. He was out of time, no goal. Huge controversy here. Fouad is unhappy, Nadir too. Mijatovic beefing again, no need for that. But Pollo's a lucky boy because he got a hand to this. And by touching that, does that immediately mean the shootout is over, Thomas, or did they run out of time?
Yeah, no, it was very much, as you spotted right away, on the buzzer, on the gong. We're just checking here. It's come across.
Check complete.
How they'd love a reprieve from the video assistant referee. The ball, there you can see the 1 second, and the shot is away. That's a goal. As long as you get the shot away before the buzzer, much like basketball, it's a buzzer beater. Provided he has made contact with the ball. If it goes in after that second has elapsed, then as far as I'm concerned, this should be a goal, Thomas.
You know, you're spot on. It's just questioning whether he got that shot away.
It's goal.
The goal stands, and Fouad, for the second time in this game, converts his shootout. And to quote an old colleague, he did get the shot away.
In the nick of time. In the nick of time.
Speaking of time, 7 minutes remaining, 5 still as part of regular time before we go into the final 2 minutes. Fouad through, here's a chance! That's a penalty, is it? No!
Yes.
Offside is the call. Well.
Unbelievable.
There were 2 opportunities there. It was fed through towards Zakaria Hadraf, who wanted to shoot himself. Then Fouad wanted to pick up the pieces. In the end, the flag has gone up for offside. Credit to the assistants who've done a good job. A yellow card there for a member of the Moroccan side on the bench. And it remains US 7, Morocco 5. It's a really good game in the Kings World Cup Nations. A reminder, our inaugural edition. First time we've been here with countries involved. Not the last. This is here to stay.
Oh, what a game. Pulsating, thrilling, engrossing, end-to-end. and it is really game on again. Can USA, though, use Morales? Can he get his name on the score sheet? Make it 9. Can someone else get on the end and make it 8-5, restore that 3-goal cushion? We'll find out maybe now.
American ball. And credit to James Rodriguez, he is gracefully accepting every selfie request he's had from streamers and hangers-on alike.
And I'll be trying my best as well afterwards, I can't deny it.
Was that a foul? It was. That could be costly. Edwin Castro now, the president, asking for a yellow card there because of the shove. I don't think it will necessarily be a 2-minute sin, but we haven't had any yellow cards. Oh, we did. Iraqi was briefly dismissed. So Mehdi Amri is going to stay on the pitch, but surely you give this opportunity to Morales now, the star player. If he takes the free kick and scores, it's 9-5, and you've got 1 foot in the semi-finals. But is Morales even on the pitch? I'm not sure he is.
He doesn't look like it. And should they score, because it looks like they are going to have a numerical advantage.
He is there wearing that green armband, Morales now. It's going to be Devin Vega, possibly, or Ortiz. In fact, Ortiz is the player spotting the ball, David Ortiz. Mijatovic, though, has already smashed one long off the post when he lobbed the goalkeeper. So he could drill one with the right, but now Morales is getting interested, and surely, just in terms of playing the percentages, you have to think it's basically like a return on your investment.
Yeah.
It's like an employer match.
And they're going to have a
with your
numerical
401k.
Well, Patrick.
Here you go. But it is Mijatovic who leaves it for Morales. Morales again on the rebound. And away goes Nadir. That's a good ball. Well controlled as well. Good defending. Did enough. The scorer of that goal earlier on, Benitez. That beautiful goal too.
It was fabulous, absolutely fabulous, Patrick. USA still very much on top, though. As Morocco try and claw a goal back.
Boussoufa away by Mijatovic. Ortiz has lost it to Iraqi. That's good hold-up play inside the penalty area. Benitez should clear and does, but straight into touch.
Quad's gone off now. Just going to take on that far side. No, he's going to take the throw-in. There's a play about to come on for Morocco. Needs some fresh legs here, fresh impetus. They need something.
Boussoufa, good ball. Fouad's header's over the top. It was a free header for him as well. He knows what a big chance that was. A reminder where we're building towards the final of the Kings World Cup Nations, which will be played at the home of Juventus, Allianz Stadium, on Sunday, the 12th of January. We've got a Legends Against Streamers match. We've got a performance from Italian artist Mahmoud. And America might well be in the shake-up for that if they can make the quarterfinals against Colombia. Here goes Benitez. His touch was heavy. The Moroccans have stolen it. Now Fouad, can he square it? He can. Can they finish? They can't. The touch was heavy. It wasn't the easiest ball to deal with. The cross was high, and that's what made it so challenging for Zakaria Hadraf. They've got 20 seconds and a corner now, Thomas, to pull to within 1 goal, which would mean a goal in the final 2 minutes would be the winner. But they have to score. Otherwise, a goal in the final 2 minutes would only make it 7 each.
They've got to get the shot away.
Running out of time. Boussoufa tries his luck. Pollo is there. He won't go for goal. He'll wisely let the clock run down. Ortiz, they're out of time. That won't count for Morales. It wouldn't have gone in anyway. The goalkeeper was there. And what it means now is the USA 7, Morocco 5. Goals count for double. If the US score again, it's pretty much job done. If Morocco score, it's an equaliser, just like that. So just a quick chance for a pep talk. We are now ticking down to move towards the final 10 seconds. A reminder, the players have to dash back to their goal line. Then the lights will go on and go out. It's 2 minutes for Morocco to save their skin once again in the Kings World Cup Nations. America have won both of their games, 2 from 2. They don't like being on the losing side, the US. So far, they have been thriving, 2 wins from 2, but they're being challenged here by the Moroccans. And Iraqi is first to the loose ball. Morocco with the first possession, the first play of the final 2 minutes.
You can cut the tension with a knife hit. Morocco need that goal. In the meantime, you can vote for the MVP via Twitch, but don't take your eyes off the action. Anything can happen here. USA looking to go for goal. And as for Morocco, looking to get back into this match.
All the big hitters on for Morocco. Nadir on the ball here. Fouad is lurking on the edge of the box. On the far left side, Saoud finds Nadir. Is he tempted by a long-distance shot to try and equalise immediately, or do they take their time in plotting an equaliser? Fouad, Nadir! It's the big 2 in front of the Moroccans. Fouad to Nadir, 7 each.
Game on again, Patrick. Game on again. Just when you think Morocco are bowing out, they find a way. They always find a way. It is their dream duo. Fouad and Nadir, the Corona de Oro, capping it off in style.
On the same wavelength, it still needed finishing. Lovely drop of the shoulder from Fouad. He knew where Nadir would be, and all he did was side-foot it past Eduardo Pollo Cortés before he could move. He caught the goalkeeper out, quick thinking from Nadir, and all of a sudden it's all-out defence for Morocco, because as things stand,